And it looks like they're just about started, so as I always like to begin these things. And now, for the hundreds and thousands of Randomizer fans, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get ready to rando!
The uncle lets us know that he's not really our uncle, and all of our racers pick up a piece of heart in the first chest. Not exactly the most exciting thing to pick up. I don't like pieces of heart as much, but I will certainly pick them up myself early in the game as often as possible. You don't know how many hearts you're going to get for a while. So like if you see any standing ones, I feel that it's a good idea to pick those up in the Lost Woods and elsewhere.
Now, it's interesting to see, what do you think is going to be their first interesting progression item, Vitor?
I'm hoping it's going to be the hookshot, because the hookshot's the most fun one.
Oh!
Turns out it's not that at all.
Are we going to have a fast seed today?
I think we're going to have a high bonk count kind of seed today.
Yes, get your bonk counts in steady, people.
Now, the question is more, who all is going to have the most bonks in Escape? Because this is a place most people don't practice having boots for. You generally never get boots in Escape.
That is true, and it's going to be interesting to see if they make usage of them. It looks like they're all doing pretty well.
And it looks like Smbai is taking some extra time to kill some guards and picks up a bomb for his troubles in the hallway. Iggy does a really great NMG to knock the guard. And Straevaras kind of stuck a little, and Smbai gets a good NMG hit on the map room guard. Does anyone opt to throw the pot? Nope. I did notice that none of our racers picked up the 2 magic pots in the Escape next to the boots. I found generally, if you ever are in need, like early game, you should always try and make sure you have items that you're going to need. Just in case. If you were to pick up, say, the cape on Escape, and it's definitely don't go out of your way for them, but certainly those 2 pots, you're right next to them, it takes, I think, just a few frames to pick them up, and then later if you have to come back and use the cape to get through, kill Agahnim, I find that that's a lot more effective than having to run down there and get them if you don't find magic elsewhere.
Oh yes, that is correct. I am the ooh and the ah and the guy. So you definitely know if you're hearing me.
Which one would I be then?
You are the one that someone just said right now. Who's the commentator talking like a golf match guy?
Like a golf one?
He just said it. I was like, whoa, all right, descriptive.
Well, today we're going to have them definitely trying to get to the 18th hole as quickly as possible so that they can put the ball in there with the least number of strokes. Yeah, I'm just the other guy. Anyhow, so Escape itself, not terribly exciting. It's an area that you're going to play every single time you play Rando. It's best to minimize your movements and work out, hopefully collecting a bomb early if you can. The newer version that is officially on the site has a reduced possibility of you getting bombs in Escape, but it's not impossible.
You get the inside scoop with Vitor, one of the devs.
You'll certainly find out some key bits of information. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, in the version that they're playing right now, the prize packs were all shuffled amongst themselves, and then all of the sprites, the enemies that you come across, had their previous prize packs. So Green Guards, I believe, and don't quote me on this, shared the same prize pack as the snakes, or they shared it with the rats. In the current version that's available to people, you'll find that they all get thrown into random prize pools. And it looks like Iggy is picking up a full heart, which is nice. A little ahead of everyone else, having a little bit of trouble getting to that full heart.
And I know you're one of those who definitely are interested, who love the pedestal height things, you can tell them what's the new rate change for the pedestal percentages, Vitor.
Well, the last I checked, and I still need to get a lot more information to calculate the pedestal percent, because we can tell you exactly how often an item that would progress you through the game shows up at the pedestal. But to know if the pedestal item itself is in fact required is a slightly more complex problem. I don't even know why guys would be farming for bombs when they have boots. Mental note. On a side note, previously though, from all of the data of the 18 logic, it was about 3.3%-ish, I think is the number, or 3.6. It's a number that's in the back of my head, but I'm not gonna quote it exactly. And of the small sample I did of the new logic, it was about 4.6%, but that could change. It could get higher or a little lower, depending on a larger sample size. That was only out of a few thousand seeds, and normally I like to do it out of hundreds of thousands. And everyone getting a single rupee in escape.
Oh, well, he knows that you can't talk to a heal from the priest when the first get-go. You have to actually exit the sanctuary and go back to actually get the heal.
I need to find that text box as well and change it. Everybody pretty much in sync here.
Now we know we got one green rupee chest so far, so there should be only one more left in the game.
That is correct. People choosing some different routes. We got Iggy basically going straight for Kakariko, not even bothering with the Lost Woods.
Not even checking Blind's house.
Ooh, getting the 80 rupee prize pack on the tree pool.
Well, that's always nice to see.
That one, though, based on his job and escape, he killed at least 4 enemies and took damage. Was that half magic we saw?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it was. It was half magic.
Well, not required, but if they end up killing Agahnim, they already have the boots. Probably worth picking up.
And looks like Iggy picked up the power gloves in the well as well.
Oh, nice. And that's Smbai getting his 80 rupees from the prize pack. And a full heart in the woods. That'd be great if the last single rupee was the Zora life lesson.
That would be fun. Now they kind of have everything to check out Kakariko, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, they will not be coming back here for any reason other than to activate the flute when they find it later. If they find it later, I should say. It's not always required. And Iggy getting lucky with some extra bombs right there.
Yep.
My guess is... did he already checked Blind's house?
I don't think so. I think he dashed straight into the well.
Interesting. That might come back to bite him if he doesn't go back for it. Then again, so far it doesn't seem to be holding much of anything.
Yeah.
Straevaras has found nothing yet. Race game has nothing. So there's nothing of import in Blind's hut.
Yep. And I don't think he had enough money with the bottle vendor, as someone just mentioned it in chat, so he didn't check that place either at the time.
He's doing some really interesting routing here. Is he, because he has the glove, going to go straight up to Death Mountain next?
Yep. Looks like it.
Interesting. Smbai pulling off a fun little spin speed there.
Probably taking a sneak peek at what Lumberjack Cave has first, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's very advisable to skip any place that has many locations.
Ooh, and it was something that he should definitely might want to check for the bottle vendor.
Wow. Was that the best 100 rupees you could spend in the game?
I would say I would definitely want Tempered Sword at this early stage in the game. My goodness.
Yeah, that makes pretty... I mean, personally, I find that Tempered Sword is all I really want to finish the game. Butter Sword is nice, but it's only like makes things slightly faster. And Master Sword, while fun, is kind of like the obnoxious sword.
Ooh, and the cape from the old man.
That's not promising. That's
Yeah.
two things in the game. Hey, go kill Agahnim.
Yeah, usually the sign is if you get a sword, such as the Master Sword or Tempered or anything, and then you get the cape, it usually just makes you think, oh my god, is this game pointing me to Agahnim now?
Nothing on top of Spectacle Rock.
See inside the cave. Oh, but he has a way up now.
That is true. He doesn't have any fires, so going into Hera would be a slight risk. And it's actually not that much. It's only a risk if you feel that one of the two dungeon items aren't in the basement. And Straevaras is just going to go ahead and go for whatever is in the maze. And he's going to pick it up. He wants that trash.
Now it's interesting to see what he's going to do here, because some people would just opt to save and quit at this moment, but since he has boots, he's heading down this pathway.
Probably assuming that it's faster to dash over here. He also has gloves. I mean, it's not a terrible thing. It's only a few screen transitions that he's making. We have Smbai finishing up Blind's Hut, and Iggy going into the... Are we calling this the Light World Hype Cave right now?
Yep. I would consider the Light World Hype Cave or the Mini Moldorm Cave.
I've always gone with Mini Moldorm Cave personally, but... You know.
Looks like they're getting a bunch of hearts so far, and pieces of hearts and rupees.
Yeah, not much to write home about yet. Is Smbai going to go pick up his mirror shortly? Iggy getting bodied by a crab? Like, really bodied by a crab?
Nothing exciting so far. Oh, he looks like Straevaras picks up that bomb upgrade capacity.
And not sure if Iggy understands how fake flippers work, but the current methodology ends up getting it from the other side.
Yep.
You don't actually have to hold out your sword to get fake flip.
Nah, usually you can just jump right in, and
Yeah.
as long as you make that screen transition, you're perfectly fine.
By tricking the game engine into thinking that you have flippers because you're over water on the transition, it goes, well, you must have flippers, and lets you swim.
And let's see if Hobo pays off, because he's sequence breaking at this moment, so we'll see.
And
Yes, bombs.
the bombs. I think Straevaras is doing what I would be doing, actually. With the boots, checking the Ice Rod Cave is super fast. Maybe.
Yeah, I
fake
would
flipping
usually
on the
do
way
it
back?
with, yeah, I would go this route too. Exactly what he's doing. And then, even if, I would usually check this if I had the flute as well.
That's, yeah, something that you can get back to. But it's a, well, flute, yeah, because flute you can get to the fake flipper spot relatively quickly. All right, I did not see that, but I think Hera was a pendant, and I think Eastern was number 3.
Eastern was 3 and Desert Palace was 6.
Good eyes. And it looks like Iggy's finally coming back to clean up the Lost Woods. We'll probably check out Blind now and go for the bottle vendor, now that he has enough cash. And Smbai is heading up to Hera.
Yep, which was a pendant dungeon, and it happens to be the blue one. I believe there's been 2 3-way races so far, and there's one currently going on right now, making it 3.
The one we're watching?
And the one we're watching now is number 4, I would think. So there's quite a few 3-way races going on.
So Straevaras picks up the item. The item picks up the hobo item and then pieces out.
This is starting to be really interesting because they do have the ability to actually go check Zora because you have Glove. So I'm wondering if they even have to farm for that if they don't pick up any more rupees.
I'm guessing a lot of these runners, they could go farm if they wanted, or they probably, if they don't find anything behind Straevaras here for Straevaras, he might opt to just go kill Agahnim.
That's true too. It's just because if they don't have a hammer or a Titan's Mitt or Pearl, they kind of have no. Oh wow, okay, that was a great item to find.
That's an excellent item to find, especially where he is.
Exactly.
Pop on over, get that crystal.
Figuring out that he needs to do it anyway, so let's just finish our first dungeon.
Well, he has to hold on to that single arrow for the whole rest of the game.
Oh yeah, it might be the one he needs for Ganon if he gets silvers.
So I don't know what these bouncy knights are called, but a simple strat to do with the one that you have to get through next to that Octorok, if you just hold out your sword and walk into him, as soon as he becomes live, he gets iframes, and then you can just walk right through him.
You know, ironically, those bouncy knights are actually called Armos.
Well, fair enough, the bouncy knights. And Smbai cleans up the Tower of Hera, getting his blue pendant. And Iggy's he's going for it. He says, I don't know what's going on. I got this sword, I got this cape. I'm gonna go ahead and just kill Agahnim.
Yeah. It might be his only way into Dark World. We don't know yet, but yeah.
I think the worst possible thing would be getting out of being on top of the pyramid, going over his bunny, and finding 20 rupees. Because then you're not really sure if you had to do this, and it may be that you had to do this anyway.
That's true.
But you just get a feels bad moment for a while.
I think sometimes it's not a bad choice too if it's like one of those situations where you can't really get to that side because you don't have the hammer or a glove to lift a rock or something.
Right.
It's possible that he needed to do it anyway.
Or flippers.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Flippers might be something to get to the other side. The long way to get there.
Well, one of the first times that I played like a V6 randomizer, got stuck at that point, and I was in a race with some friends, and I was the first one to figure out that you could use flippers to get across there just randomly, like, hey, I think I can swim up here.
Oh, you mean the Broken Bridge portion? Or the on the right side around Ice Palace?
By the Broken Bridge.
Ooh, yeah. That one.
And the other guys were stuck for like half an hour, and it was a great advantage, and then I still lost the race because I was terrible at the game at the time. Alright, so Iggy's in on his Agahnim fight. Straevaras is doing the quick thing to get the normal big key location with a big key in it.
Yeah. Damage boosting is definitely a good option there.
One of the best. I learned you can't do that in one-hit KO.
Yeah, of course. That would be something that we obviously... One-hit KO takes away too many good strats. Mostly bomb jumping as well, which is really sad.
That actually is... for the most part, it makes Ice Palace really obnoxious. Pod, but Ice Palace is like a major time loss because you can't bomb jump.
And with Randomizer, as you can see, obviously, there's no blue balls from Agahnim, but... So you don't have to guess blue balls at all.
Currently no blue balls, but even with blue balls, it's a relatively safe fight for a runner. Smbai taking a dive in front of the mini Moldorm for fun. Interesting ball pattern in the ballroom for Straevaras there. I think they were all going horizontal for most of his walkthrough there.
It's kind of interesting in this race already where you're having this much differentiation from each player.
Yeah, they're all cleaning up about the same places, but they're doing them in very different ways.
Exactly.
And does it pay off?
Oh, it does.
I would say that's a payoff, and that means Agahnim is 100% required. You have zero ways of getting to the pyramid for the Moon Pearl other than through Agahnim.
And I think because he had the mirror, That's why he ended up back in the pyramid, and I think that's what he forgot to realize.
Yeah, although, I mean, if I were here, and I had just picked up the Moon Pearl, I would immediately just go do Catfish.
Yeah, I would think so.
Save and quit. It's unfortunate that you don't have 500 rupees, because you could also go on to Zora at this point. And Straevaras finishes up Eastern, and I think saves and quits, and is probably going to make the run for Agahnim himself. As Smbai cleaning up Ice Rod Cave. Nope, looks like Straevaras.
Maybe desert? I don't know.
No, not with that direction. Probably, did he miss Hype Cave? Nope, going to desert.
He's just taking a little bit longer way.
I hope Catfish has something. I kind of like it when Catfish has items.
Yeah, and Carcat always loves having a hook shot here, so let's see. Oh!
You got the wrong medallion, Catfish. Catfish giving us Ether, which may or may not be required. We have yet to see either of the medallion dungeons. Smbai finally doing his fake flipper to check out the hobo, get its 3 bombs.
And we're checking out Agahnim Cave here with Straevaras here.
So in the logic that they're playing on the item fill algorithm, the Agahnim Cave is generally not as good. It's good, but not as good. In the newer stuff, when we evened everything out, turns out you forgot about that cave a lot. More than you would expect. Oh, Iggy going for a Houlihan room. Beautiful play to pick up the remaining rupees that they need to go and get the Zora item. Well executed. That's 225 rupees for his trouble. So I'm really liking Iggy's gamble on Agahnim. I'm a little... The routing prior to that, I don't know. That was really strange routing in general.
And Straevaras heading this direction is pretty good. He's gonna get I don't know. Did he pick up his mirror?
No, I don't think so. This is his first time up the mountain.
Okay.
He took the time to go beat Eastern because he had the bow, which makes sense. While you're there, it's faster.
Yeah. And he will probably pick it up when he sees it in the Spectral Rock Cave.
Right. And looks like Iggy's gonna do 2 farms on... I don't know what we call this. I don't have a name for this. I have had fun. This was when I was looking for the locations of pots in the code. This was the first place I found because it has, what is it? 10 pots that all have the same item in them. And my first test was to turn them all into chickens.
Oh.
Lags the game a little though when you pick up all, like you put 10 chickens in. Nice spin speed from Straevaras. We got Smbai just cleaning up Eastern. Oh, it looks like... Go ahead.
I'm thinking, since you mentioned chickens, I wonder if Masochist mode you can put bees in under all those pots.
You know? Probably could. But the thing is, we don't want to, maybe half the pots are... The only thing we're doing is we're just making it longer. We're not actually making it harder if we do that.
That's true.
And I don't think Masochist is so much about making the game a longer playthrough. It's more about making it more difficult in general. Reduced hearts, maybe some other ideas that we have. But also, like, the reason that we turned things that, like, the powder turns into fairies, made them not fairies, that makes it harder. We just chose bees because bees are funny.
And looks like all 3 players are probably going to head over into Hera. They've all have done it then, if he's going up this direction, Straevaras.
I don't think Iggy's done Hera at all.
No, he hasn't? That's going to be interesting.
Unless I missed that from way earlier.
Yeah, I don't think he has either, if it's based on... but he did have the mirror. He had the choice to do it. He probably saved and quit, if I remember now.
Yeah, I would think that since his routing was really strange and he skipped a fair amount of Kakariko, deciding to go back there.
Ooh, and look what Zora gave today.
Or the library. You wouldn't know this, but fishes are avid readers. Straevaras, realizing that cannot go downstairs, decides to go upstairs. And Iggy, now powered with the book, is prepared to take on the desert.
Now, I'm wondering if Iggy made that play earlier because he thought Hera was a pendant. That's probably why he didn't visit it. But honestly, if it were me, if this is... Hera's kind of a short dungeon to begin with. It's kind of worth the check just to begin, just to look.
I mean, I could honestly see it both ways. Realistically, I mean, it is a short dungeon in the Land of Dungeons, but you know it's shorter than checking Hera? Not checking Hera. And
That's
hoping there's
true.
nothing in it. When you have like locations in Kakariko that have 5 items versus Hera, which has 2 items for your trouble, I think that was kind of the routing choice, was pick the place that has more items quicker. And probably also going to maximize his trip up there the next time he goes, that he can pick up the ether tablet if he can, and now he can.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't have to go back there twice now if he does go that routing pattern.
Right. And if he really wanted to maximize it, hoping that the hammer isn't anywhere near there, he could save it until he finds the hammer. The bow is behind Sarasahalala.
Yeah. The hut.
Straevaras picking up his blue pendant. I must be confused. Where did people pick up the Titan's Mitt? Was that in Hera?
Yes, it was.
Ah, that's why I'm very confused. I'm like looking around at the track, just like, what?
So we got 1 blue pendant for Straevaras, and we have 1 crystal. And I think we have the same scenario for Smbai.
We do. Smbai went and just cleaned up Eastern a moment ago, and has decided it's time to go kill Agahnim. Straevaras is hoping desperately that the Moon Pearl is in the King's Tomb.
And I think once he's done here, he's probably gonna... I don't think he has that many plays left in Light World.
Not without the Moon Pearl, like in the Light World alone. If he had the flute, he could travel to Desert and pick up a few items. Because he has the Titan's Mitt and Mirror.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go to Zora, and that's when he's gonna pick up his book here then.
That might actually delay him even more to getting to the Moon Pearl.
That's true.
The book will send him on a path towards Desert. And, there is no way of avoiding the Agahnim kill in this particular game. So anything that's stopping him from doing that is actually working against him.
And looks like there was nothing of importance in Desert because Iggy just finished that.
My guess is Iggy's last option is to go back up to Death Mountain. Can't think of too many other places. Well, there's Sarasala and checking out Eastern. And I think he's realizing there's nothing left for him in South Light World. So the play to... Or going into Pod, I guess, would be the other option.
Yeah, I would think so, because he really has no other, because he didn't have the Titan's Mitt picked up, he really has no other progression item to get him across anywhere, or flippers or anything.
That is true.
And no hammer, he can't really go to the Village Outcast or anything either at this moment.
Well, let's see if he does the smart routing at this point, which would be when you are going through the maze, right before picking up Kiki, picking up the 3 chests from Sarasa.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Then he can get that bow. That he might even need that because it might be a right-sided Palace of Darkness where you do need the bow.
That is true.
And it looks like he's doing that.
Very wise. Well, also, if Palace of Darkness... Now, if Palace of Darkness is a pendant and has items, he may not do that. Picking up his bombs... I don't know. I think dashing might still be faster than waiting for a bomb there.
That's possible. I think so too. I honestly think dashing's faster.
Smbai finishing up his Agahnim 1 fight, whilst Straevaras is going to search through desert, probably not find anything of import.
Oh, here we go. Turtle Rock is not required.
A pity.
And the green pendant is then swamp. So we have swamp green, and Turtle Rock is a red pendant.
I kind of like Swamp. My guess is because Swamp has so many items, they're probably going to be going in there at some point.
I would think so too.
Straevaras is just 1 pixel off of getting that key off the torch. Mix it up, and let's see. Iggy, if this is a key...
then he didn't need to have that bow at that moment.
No, but, I mean, if he finds Hammer in here, he might just finish off the dungeon.
That's true. If he does find the hammer, it is a dungeon he can just finish. And it's really nice to have the mirror in Palace of Darkness.
Oh, it certainly makes Palace a lot easier to go through. And... I do like that play of bombing that wall now while you're passing it.
And if you actually can hover, you can actually hover over there. That's a play that I would do.
That's some precision hovering, because you have to like put turns in it as well.
It is definitely an advantage because you get to skip quite a few rooms by just going that way.
It looks like Iggy's going to go into Dark Room Pod without the lamp. And we know that neither of these items are going to be the lamp, but they could be the fire rod or something. No idea what he just got there. Probably a dungeon item.
Yeah, normally... Oh, there's bombs.
Certainly wasn't a key, so he's not doing much at this end of the maze. He might just want to mirror out at this point.
Oh, it's just the compass and the map. It looks like that's what he got so far as his dungeon items.
Yeah, so he's going to go up right side and collect the 2 chests there. Probably mirror back unless one of them's the hammer. Smbi's going to go get himself literate. And Straevaras traveling back up, probably now with the book, going to check the ether tablet.
Makes sense.
Well, that's about all he can do.
Yeah, I think at this point he's probably going to have to think about doing Agahnim.
Running low on options.
Yep.
Now, if either tablet ends up being the hammer or the hook shot...
Oh.
Further...
Another diversion.
Yeah. So sadly, I kind of want it to be anything but, really, just to get him back on the path.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Blue cane. Fair enough. At this moment, probably he's figuring out, don't know where to go. I do have cape. I do have the sword. Let's go kill Agahnim.
Yep. There's really not much left because you can't really do much in Dark World without that pearl.
Exactly. The upside, though, and I'm a little surprised everyone who's killed Agahnim hasn't done this, is just go pick up the half magic. It's free. That's
true. It actually might help out because then it definitely weighs your mind off of the magic management if you have to do similar scan, and it also helps the Turtle Rock boss Trinex battle if you run out of magic and stuff.
That's true.
And my personal best is if you don't have Butter Sword for Cold Stare, and if you do require to kill Cold Stare, you can choose Fire Rod shots a lot more if you have it.
Speak of the devil, and Smbai says, I do want that half magic. Sign me up.
Sign me up for that half magic.
Well, Straevaras should have a really easy time doing Aghanim's tower here. The Tempered Sword, while it isn't cutting through everything like butter would going up this climb, it kills pretty much everything in like 1 or 2 swipes. Flashes. Iggy, not finding hammer and pod, decided it's time to go and do Eastern, hoping to probably pick up the...
Oh, that pterodactyl's giving somebody some trouble. Oh, almost got hit there.
Wow, with green mail, they do at least... They do 2 or 4 hearts of damage. I think it's 2. It always feels like more. Those guys are just horrible, awful beings.
Oh, that fairy.
And the fairy at just the right time.
I was very interested to see because Smbai is giving us a sneak peek in what maybe a few of these runners will get to later on.
That's true. And everyone,
Oh!
Hookshot hanging out above the graveyard. That's a beautiful place for that. I can say, everyone, shoutouts to Willard, our person working the tracker. So if anything's wrong or messed up, go ahead and just call him out.
He now has all the access to eastern side of Death Mountain, both Light World and Dark World. The only item he possibly can't get at the moment is the Spike Cave because he doesn't have a hammer.
But with the number of chests here, there's high probability that we'll find hammer.
Oh, that would be nice.
Not necessarily, but it's much higher than some other areas, like in any given dungeon.
I would love to have hammer at this time.
Yeah, hammer would be great. And... ooh, really got to watch your health up there, Iggy. Came down to 1 heart getting the big key in Eastern. Straevaras watching the alternate colored hair Zelda get taken away.
Oh,
if you didn't...
Bombos.
Oh, Bombos was in the bottom 2 chests in
Oh, yes.
the 8-chested area of Death Mountain. Call it Dark Mountain today.
I'm wondering if there's anything... looks like it's just rupees and bombs so far, besides that Bombos.
Bombos and red mail.
Red mail. Okay.
That's pretty solid, yeah.
There's still quite a few chests, though. There's Spiral Cave, and then you got the Cave Up and Down, which is the Super Bunny Cave, that most call it, with 2 chests, and Hookshot Cave, which is 4, and the Floating Island, if we don't know what that is, because I don't think anyone's gone to this site quite yet.
No, they have not. I probably, my personal routing, if you're in the situation that Smbai is in, I would bomb jump across, check out the Floating Island, do the Spiral Cave down, and then head back up in the Dark World.
Well, I think it's okay the way he's doing, because he has Mirror. He could, after he does Hookshot Cave or whatever, he can also Mirror to Spiral Cave in the end.
Well, there is that, but I'm saying it saves from mirror transitions, which are seconds apiece.
Oh, that's true. That works too.
That's the biggest thing is any transition you're doing is just chewing up time that you're not doing anything in. So trying to reduce those is good.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Iggy finishing off Eastern Palace decides time to go somewhere else.
Probably gonna take a sneak peek at Turtle Rock here at the same time to figure out what he requires, I would think. And looks like... oh, Ether! He's got it!
Nice. So Ether for Turtle Rock. Gonna check up here as well. It is Red Boomerang?
Yeah. It's like Red Boomerang.
Scarlarang? The other one's called the Bloomerang. I need a better name for the Red Boomerang.
I don't know. There's really hard to think of it. I would just call Red Boom for the time being.
Technically, it's the Magical Boomerang, I believe, is the
That's
official
true.
name.
It is called the Magical Boomerang officially.
The Red Meringue?
The Red Meringue.
I like that. And Hookshot Cave doesn't really have anything.
Interesting.
Iggy's gonna be very happy as soon as...
Oh, I think... is he's gonna go Spiral Cave here? Or what?
Yeah.
What? What? I don't know what is he doing here. Oh, he's probably gonna go this way to the Ether Tablet, because I don't think he's done it. And that gets you around the hammer pegs, because Light World you get hammer pegged off.
Right. Although, I mean, well, I guess there's probably no time that he's going to be coming back up here, so this is the most efficient routing for...
Yeah, and there's no other purpose to get here unless he has the hammer to do Spike Cave, which he doesn't at this moment.
Right. And if it was the hammer, that would have been wonderful.
Yeah.
But now he just has the Go Kill Blind weapon. staff. The one-handed blind kill staff.
Yeah. And looks like we get a trip to the village of Outcast for the first time, right?
Yes, this would be the first time anyone has gone over here. I believe Smbai stopped through briefly, but I don't know if he picked up any items, because he had to be on that part of the Dark World, given where the hookshot is.
Yes, I would think so. But looks like this is our first actual completion of the village Outcast here. Picked up a mushroom so far from Straevaras.
Little surprised that no one has a fire source yet. 40 minutes of, like any fire source.
It is kind of surprising because we do know it's necessary.
And it looks like Straevaras is going to opt to do the digging game first, so that the digging game master doesn't complain about you having a follower. I have no idea why it's coded this way, but my belief is that shovel that you have right there might actually be tagged in your follower spot. And if you have another follower, it would have like ruined that other follower.
Oh, just a piece of heart. Just like vanilla.
Decides to pick it up as well. And Smbai is back in Kakariko, or I should say Village of Outcasts.
And there's the other piece of heart. Just like vanilla.
Those mini games. And they got them both on the first try. Best 100% ever.
Absolutely.
Smbai doesn't have the hammer, but says, I don't care. I'm going to go into Steve's town.
And Straevaras, I think, is making an interesting, good play. He could take the purple chest along with the frog here after delivering it, and then he can also head his way down to the Bombos tablet.
Kind of do the south travels, yeah. By the way, one of my most favorite features of the Smiths here is the fact that we have the quick item give. If no one had played this previously, you had to go in there twice, mirror or screen transition, and then come back to get the sword that he would upgrade for you.
And it looks like the Smiths delivered a shovel, so they're pretty crafty ones.
That's actually really good for Straevaras and his pathing.
Yeah, I think so too. It just helps out.
Yeah, he'll be hitting the Haunted Grove anyway to check Tree Boy, and now he just has to do one extra mirror, and he gets to collect that item as well.
And let's see what's under this cave here. Oh, here we go. Is that our first fire source? Looks
I think
like
it's our first fire source, unless my colors are way off. And then it's our first ice source.
Yeah, I think it's our first fire source. There's the fire rod.
Just messing with. Although the colors on the monitor I'm looking at are a little off. Somebody said they wanted progressive rods. I don't even know what that means.
Oh, okay. Let's see if he mirrors here and picks up his shovel item here.
He does, but I don't think he brought the blue chest with him.
No, he did not, so I'm wondering if he lost that chest now.
He's about to learn a very important lesson about the purple chest.
Yep, you gotta take it with you. Now he lost it, and he's gonna be like, oh, I gotta get that guy back again. Nope, he says, I'm not doing it.
He is really torn up about that short.
Look at him right now. He's like, oh my goodness. Should I go back? Should I stay or should I go now? That's probably what was going through his head.
So the real thing is, unless purple chest leads to the flute or is the flute itself, it's not terrible to walk away from.
That's true. If he gets the flute later on, I'd say that's fine. And here's the first trip to Hype Cave. The
original Hype Cave. I bomb this guy more often than anybody else in the game.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Nothing else in this game matters.
Yes, it is. I mean, Buttersword is really nice. Oh, blue Bloomerang fans.
The Bloomerang and
there you go. You got to
full on Hype Cave.
Full on hype for sure.
Now let's see if Iggy remembers to take the purple chest with him on his Light World adventure. And Smbai is cleaning up the rest of Thieves Town.
Yeah.
With Hammer available, I think Straevaras might just go straight for Pod. He's got enough rupees to get in. He has everything he needs to finish it.
It makes sense. Smart
Granted, it's a dark room dungeon for him. And
yeah,
Iggy does... Oh, go ahead.
It's gonna be without lamp, and I think we've seen Straevaras do this dungeon without lamp the other day when he was racing for into this three-way tie match.
It's not a bad dungeon to do without the lantern. It's a lot better to do with the fire rod, but not impossible to do otherwise. It's just a lot of pounding in the dark that you have to worry about otherwise.
And the turtle room, he still has the advantage of using the torches in there because he can light it up as well.
Right. And Blind has not seen the Eye Doctor in years. I love that joke.
And here's the purple chest that we got to miss from Straevaras, which actually didn't pay out. It was just a piece of heart.
So that's going to turn out good for him. And also, the upside to Straevaras' pathing here to Pod, he's only going to enter this dungeon once, whereas Iggy is going to have to go twice.
Well, let's see this Bombos tablet here. See if it pays out with anything good. Blue rupee.
I think there are only like 2 or 4 blue rupees in the game. I should have this like information on lockdown, you would think. But
well, that and the 20 plus red rupee chests in the world.
28. There are 28 red rupees, and that one I know without even without having to look anything up. But the blue rupees, what is listed as? The blue is 5. There are 4 blue rupees in the game. Iggy is going to get his butter sword and hammer. It's going to be really good for him. Might just go straight back into Pod at that point.
It's a kind of smart play to do so.
Smbai is taking the frog for a walk.
Frog tours are always nice.
And I didn't actually know that this could be done, but Alucard the other day in a race took the frog into Ganon fight to have fun.
Oh, yeah, that's really fun.
Because you can take the frog and drop into holes with him. You just can't enter like the certain secondary layer with the frog otherwise. So you can like drop into parts of Skullwoods with him, but you can't enter any entrances.
Yeah.
Really.
Now it's interesting because Misery Mire is, I think, was one of the Crystal 5 and 6s, and Desert Palace is also one of those. I wonder if Double Chested Fairy is in play in this one or not.
What were the 2 crystal dungeons again? I'm sorry.
Misery Mire and Desert Palace.
We have, I mean, it could be because of Ice Rod alone.
Yeah, that's true. I'm curious about where Ice Rod would be, because literally can be just about anywhere.
That makes Lantern not able to be there. Flute can't be there. Flippers could be there.
Ooh, that's a good point. Flippers is a possibility.
You said Swamp was a pendant dungeon, so this is technically a not Flippers required game.
Yeah, that's true. Because Swamp is a pendant dungeon. So Ice is probably the only thing, I would think, at this moment.
Oh, yeah, okay. And technically, our players all shown that they can fake Flipper. They don't even need the Flippers to get into Ice Palace.
Mm-hmm, that is true.
Iggy picking up Quake in Thieves Town. I should change my name to the Gentleman Golfer.
And here's the Dark Navigation here for Straevaras.
Pedestal Flute would be just vicious, guys. Let's tone it down.
I don't think so.
Let's just hope Sarasala has the flute.
The powder.
Was that the powder pickup inside a pod?
Yep, powder pickup was in pod. Straevaras just picked it up in one of the chests. I think that was the top left chest.
Yeah, based off of where he is currently. There's a lot of P's in that sentence. Smbai getting his first fire source. Everybody has fire rods. It's the name of my new television show.
I was just gonna say it was gonna be almost like Everyone Loves Fire Rod. It would be almost like Everybody Loves Raymond. That's true. Deborah, where are you?
So I don't believe has anyone dropped off the mushroom yet?
No, I don't think so. Because look, Iggy doesn't have mushroom either, so I don't think so.
But we know definitely people have gotten it, and everyone's checked the dig spot.
Oh yeah, everyone's checked the dig spot.
And I don't think... Oh, go ahead.
Good. Oh, this is good. I think Straevaras is just finishing up a dungeon, right? I don't think he has anything else he can get anymore, right?
At this point, I don't believe he skipped on the first half of the dungeon.
Yeah, so I think he's pretty much done here.
He's just gonna go kill Helmasaur King and get on with his day. And Smbai couldn't check the big chest. I wasn't watching the counts on Thieves Town when we were here earlier.
Yeah, I didn't keep a count of that. It's usually hard to remember what they do in these.
Well, if blind drop the map, then there's an item left.
Now here we go. We get to see anyways. And he does have to probably go back there now.
Wow, probably? I'd say almost certainly has to go back there. With 100% accuracy, that item will get you to a dungeon you need to get to.
Oh, yes.
That could wreck Smbai, actually.
And we know that's not going to be a problem for Straevaras, just because he already has the hammer. His first trip should clean it up. But I'm wondering if Smbai is going to do that right now, because take a look where he's going.
Well, he's picking this up, but it still isn't, unless he's stuck, it wouldn't make sense to go dive right back into a dungeon, collect one item.
That is true.
I'm a little, I'm wondering where the flippers are at this point.
Oh my goodness. Well, there was a funny seed that I played, Vitor, where the powder was in the pedestal, which led to the shovel, and then the shovel gave me my flippers in the end.
Oh, that is wonderful. I like that. That's probably one of the better chains I've ever heard in my life.
It was definitely a trolley situation.
Did I ever tell you about one of the first? I know I've had to brought this up. One of the first ones I generated that had mirror in Ganon's tower. Because I wrote a script to just keep generating until it came across one that had mirror in Ganon's tower. I'm like, I want to see what this looks like, and it finally pulls out the game, gives me the ID, and I go check the spoiler log for it, and it was mirror in Ganon's tower on the left side, and the big key was on the right side, and Swamp Palace had the red cane.
Oh my god.
So you were going to go and get into Ganon's tower, search the entire left side, hoping upon hope that you were going to find the big key, get the mirror, and then not be able to get to the right side. And your only option was to leave, go to Swamp Palace, and find the red cane. It was glorious. I would never want that seed personally, but the fact that it could happen.
Nothing special from Helmasaur, just a blue rupee there, so we have to keep track of those blue rupee counts now.
That's 2 of 4. And Smbai deciding to fake flipper and just do Ice Palace and not even check. Okay. There we go. He decides he's going to go ahead and kill these guys.
And looks like Iggy, everyone has their mushroom now. Iggy just picked up his mushroom from She-Shape House.
Smbai getting the mirror shield. Almost skipped out on that.
Skull Woods for Iggy. He does have all the items he needs, just basically needed that fire rod.
So he's collected one of the 2 items in Skull Woods.
Now, pretty much, I think this item that's kind of holding out both runners probably is just going to probably be this Ice Rod here. I'm just really curious where Ice Rod would be now.
Well, I don't think they don't need Ice Rod.
Oh yeah, Turtle Rock's pendant, right?
Right.
Interesting.
So, at this point, it's going to be the Red Cane.
Yeah, that red cane's gonna cause some problems if it's a right side, and also Meyer, right?
Yeah, they're going to definitely need it to finish up Meyer. Although, quite frankly, it could just be around Meyer right now. We got some options.
Ooh, now Straevaras is gonna come in here. He's probably gonna finish up this dungeon and also collect his flute at the same time.
And sure thing, Phantom Fang. It's, unless you're talking to other people. I'm a big fan of fire rotting as many Gibdos as you can.
And picks up quick for Straevaras. And let's see how quick this Mothia fight for Iggy's gonna be.
Started out kind of sketchy. His dash for the double tap, I think he ran into a spike, and then Mothia was just not being friendly, staying by all the spikes, negating the damage from that butter sword. Interesting little story. My first time fighting Mothula in an old version 6, one of the first times I got butter sword, and went in there, like I saved him for last, got butter sword, and then couldn't damage him. Because that fix was not yet in the game.
Ah, yeah, that's true. You had a poke, right?
You could either poke. What I think I left, got magic refills, and then fire rotted him to death.
Oh, you fire rotted. Interesting.
But poke also would have done it. It does certainly make that fight a little more interesting, that you can't just kill him. We got Iggy going to go check the Master Sword pedestal. Pretty much nothing important can be here for their progression. Just
I know he's done this before, because last time he came here, he didn't check it, but he did all the pendants, and then he went in and still got it, and it was only +5 arrows.
You know what, though? I respect that. I quite frankly, if you have all the pendants and you don't collect the item, even if it's trash, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's true. I would pick it up regardless too.
That was was that the race with the fire rod in the Canaberna cave?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was a good race. I didn't know if you caught the strat that he used there, entering the area to the left of the mire. If you don't have flippers, you can actually jump into the water to get iframes and then enter, and your iframes will last long enough that you can dash straight through those 2 sparks. You can also dash through past those 2 sparks. If you get the very first frame you enter, get the dash, you'll skip past them.
Oh, let's see the Cold Stare fight here with Smbai. With Butter should be pretty quick, because it's the same damage as it would do with Fire Rod here. That was just bombs. Interesting.
So he got Mirror Shield and bombs. Did he get... I think he full cleared the dungeon, didn't he? He got one other item?
I believe so. He pretty much full cleared it.
If anyone happened to catch what the 3rd item was, unless he skipped the terrible chest up by the staircase.
That's true. That one's an interesting one to get to.
Mirror back. I guess he's kind of stuck here. Oh, he wanted to mirror back so he wouldn't end up on the pyramid, because he has killed Agahnim and does have the mirror. The randomizer will throw you back on the pyramid if you save and quit. Alright.
Interesting how every player was just in a boss battle fight.
And Iggy missing some fire rod shots on the final land molas. At the same time, we see the booms and sparks of blind dying. And is that a high five with maps?
Probably. But look at the crystal catch here.
Burrito sink. All right. I don't know where guys are gonna go. I guess so. Iggy, at least, has a bit of an advantage here with his dungeon choices.
Perfect choice there because Straevaras can just go right to activate the bird here.
Yes.
And I think he could flute over to obviously the mire and to use the backward path to finish Desert Palace.
Which I think would be the most advised one. That was the path that Iggy chose.
Yeah.
But it looks like Straevaras remembers that he has the powder and a hammer.
Oh.
Gotta go check that bat.
And we get to sneak peek at what this is, too.
And I think Iggy, in a similar vein, says, I got burned by the fire rod in the...
He's probably remembering that now.
So he's going to check that before he decides to clear all the pendant dungeons. Or not. He's going to check the basement of Hera first.
Oh. That's true. Didn't have a fire source then. Oh, no. He's going somewhere else.
He says, I'm going to go... I don't know where.
I guess he didn't do this side earlier, did he?
It's possible. He might open Turtle Rock while he's here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But just to save the animation later. Well, no, what? You wouldn't open it. It's a pendant dungeon. Don't even bother. Please don't.
Oh my goodness. Well, he can't search it anyways. He doesn't have the red cane. So.
He's realizing it's a pendant dungeon and is walking away. Very wise.
I mean, I might have still opened it just for the sake of, activating it and just using it as a quicker means to get up the place.
Yeah, well, you don't need to activate it, though. Like, opening the portal to get there is fine, but you don't have to open Turtle Rock ever. Unless you have to.
Yeah. Unless we have to, really. So I think his activation of the portal entranceway is actually pretty good. I
have no ideas what the players are going to do. That is absolutely true. I know eventually somebody's going to make it to Ganon, hopefully.
There's really no idea what these guys are rounding right now. If they can do a crystal, I know they're probably going to do it.
That's the usual. If you have every item to get a crystal, you go for it.
Yeah.
But Iggy has had unique and interesting routing styles through this whole thing. Like, I probably would have just done the hookshot cave at that point. But it looks like he's pathing to end on the hookshot cave. But I'm not entirely sure. I really don't know. And
looks like Straevaras going to Skull Woods, right?
Yeah. He has everything he needs to finish it. Plus some. 14 hearts. I think he'll be alright with Mothula. Maybe a potion or 5.
So I guess right now, if we're thinking about it, is it just pretty much the red cane holding them back?
It is absolutely the red cane. And we have, I believe, just, like, as insofar as trolley locations left, just Sarasla is our last trolley location. Like, the trolliest of the locations left.
Oh, yeah. And Iggy picks up Bombos here. And the hookshot, if someone was asking in chat, that was the graveyard cave where you had the mirror to.
Oh, wow, yeah, Iggy still hasn't gotten the hookshot. I just took it for granted, because Straevaras doesn't have the hookshot either.
Yeah, well, hookshot necessarily required if you don't know how to hover for Moldorm 2. So that might be an item they need as well.
I think... Yeah, because technically the no glitches logic assumes that you can't do the left side without the hookshot. At least the top 4 chests. It knows that you can get to the map room in Ganon's Tower with just bonks alone. Iggy might be going back to get... I think he's going to do it.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Now let's see if this actually has something useful.
The green pendant, I believe, was Swamp Palace.
Yep, that it was.
Straevaras making his run through here. He's probably hoping for the hook shot at this point. Would be happy with the red cane.
And I don't think any of the players turned in mushroom yet, have they?
Nope. I have not seen anyone go to the witch.
Oh, wow. Nice net.
Iggy gets paid off with another kind of safety-ish item like the blue cane. I wonder where Iggy's going to go to next.
Well, he has the flute. I think at this point I would trade in that mushroom. You can flute there and just go. Oh, there you go.
There
Look
it
at
is. Wise pathing.
that. Yeah.
Now they can beat Agahnim too. Iggy is the only one that has the ability to with the bug net.
Yes, you definitely have to do it with swag.
I mean, it's a free bottle. I think there was a fairy in it. Might as
Yeah.
well pick it up. Might as well fill up your other bottles. I think all in all, that was a good choice.
Looks like we have all our 4 bottles in this seed. For Iggy, at least.
Iggy has all of the clues and all of the bottles. It's amazing. Like, he doesn't even have to check. He didn't have to check Meyer now. He has everything he needs. Looks like this is going to be the fake flippers play to do Ice Palace.
Yeah.
Agree, don't let the flippers stop you from winning the game.
But that elusive red cane is still in play here because none of the players have found it yet, and we already know one searched through all of ice.
This is feeling like an incredibly slow seed. 1 hour, 6 minutes in, all of our players have 2 crystals. They have a lot of items, but they don't have... 2 of the runners don't have hook shot.
Yeah.
At this point, I would really start to be questioning myself as a runner. Did I miss something really easy? Because an hour in, you should be feeling like you're pretty close to being done, and if I were in here, I'd be feeling like I'm missing something big.
Yeah. And the thing is, they can't even search Swamp because they need that flip, the flipper to do it. So they're definitely not even going to go in there at this moment.
Right.
So that's definitely not a place that they would look at. And obviously you're not going to look at Turtle Rock because there's no point because the red cane's needed anyway. So
Right.
You're kind of handicapped there where you sense that, I can't even search those 2 places even if I wanted to.
And SP57, as we've learned with Randomizer, there are no leads. There's whoever gets into Ganon's tower first, and then you know who's in the lead. Mainly because what was it? It was Iggy's race, where I had done every dungeon to completion, and then still, towards the end, ended up being neck and neck with his opponent, based off of a single item location.
Based on what I'm seeing, we might have vanilla red cane.
That would be interesting. That would probably be... I think after Iggy finishes Ice Palace, that might be his next play.
Yeah, because I really can't see there's any other places they didn't explore in the overworld now.
Well, most of them haven't explored. Most of them haven't explored over the graveyard.
Yeah, well, that's where they get the hookshot.
Right. A mental check of look. Yeah, it feels like it's in a dungeon. We know it can't be in Turtle Rock. The other side of it is we don't know where the flippers are.
Yeah, they can't even do Swamp if they don't have flippers, so there's no point of searching it. Can't
Straevaras
do.
is onto something here, though. Forgot the hammer pegs.
That's true. Have we seen this?
So Spike Cave just had the bug net. I'm really thinking this has to be it. This has to be something. It's 5 bomb.
Wow.
A lot of nothing. Yeah, I actually want to check some of the chests that Iggy's looking at. I really wonder if Smbai missed one of the chests in Ice, and it was just because I was watching a different stream at the moment. Because they got the mirror shield. Cold Stare didn't have anything, right?
Yep.
I don't know if you missed because there's 3 total items in Ice Palace.
Yeah, I don't think so though. My gut feel is he did check everything.
Okay. Well, it certainly wouldn't be the flippers in there. That's one thing.
Yeah.
The red cane.
That's true. If it had to be anything, it could have had to been the red key. Looks like he had +5 bombs there.
Yeah. So it would just be one more item since Compass was upstairs in the big key room. The big key was in the map room.
Oh, hook shot for Straevaras here if he goes up here.
Oh, he's totally getting it. And without hookshot, Iggy has to go the bomb route past the freezers.
And we remember Ether was from our good buddy Catfish. And he can't swim across. He just, don't swim. You gotta remember, he can't jump there.
Can't get across. He's actually stuck on the side.
Yeah, he's gotta realize. He just realized that, I believe. He was like, oh, I'm gonna go visit Catfish. Nope, can't do that this way. But he could deliver that mushroom, which I believe he hasn't done yet. And he'll get his fairy bottle then. Yeah.
You know, no one's gotten the basement item in Tower of Hera, right?
I don't believe so.
And was it actually an item? Did they get the other 2 dungeon items there? Because we're still missing a fair amount of items. We're still missing lamp.
Yeah. Well, looks like we're getting a play maybe here. He might go to desert first. And he's gonna take a look at the medallion maybe. Oh no. Oh no, he's going straight to desert.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to enter. Well, he can't enter. I think it was Ether to get in as well.
Yeah. See, but Ether was, from Catfish.
Right. Does he have... He doesn't have Catfish, though, yet. Does Straevaras?
Nope. Straevaras has not gone to Catfish.
I was going to see if we had to yell at Willard. Iggy's going to go finish his clear of pod. Makes sense. There were some chests he left behind there.
Why would you yell at me? I'm just the tracker.
What? Tracker talking? I can't hear anything.
Now, what would you go for here? Would you go for Fire Rod strats? Or you just keep with the butter here?
When did Smbai pick up the lantern? I would probably go with a mix of the 2. I would do spin attack and then fire rod, and then switch over. But when did Smbai pick up the lantern? Did anyone catch that?
It was in Skullwoods.
The last chest in Skull... Really? Oh, the one that you have to go really far for? Huh, okay. Well, never mind my earlier statement about not even knowing what the lantern is. And then looking up and seeing Smbai with a light cone, and I'm like, when did that happen? Then looking at the tracker and not seeing lantern.
And that's why Straevaras has it as well. Because they do Skullwoods.
Have it?
Yes.
Is the only person who doesn't have it Iggy right now? Huh. That's so weird. I was looking at the tracker images on the screen.
Well, yeah, you can tell Iggy didn't have it because look at his screen right now.
Yeah. Doing it in the dark. Oh, so close.
Well, it's not really required, but it's nice to have. But, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Iggy already did Skullwood, so he's not going back.
No.
Unless he counted the items he got and is still searching for something. He got a pretty good hit there with the fire rod really quick.
And Straevaras is going to clean out this area. He's going to get his red mail. There's his Bombos tablet. But he can't do Meyer. He definitely has to go get to that catfish.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key items. Because I don't even know if he has any other options right now other than finding that medallion to get there. Because he can't go into Swamp. He obviously can't do Turtle Rock either, so that might be his only play left.
Yeah, so a quick recap of the race as it stands right now. The players got Boots and Escape, immediately ran around, did lots of bonks, and then Iggy decided to go on a very, very interesting pathing where he went straight to Kakariko, picked up a few different locations, jetted off to another part of the world, and kept going like back and forth, but has always been relatively, like, what I would say in a lead position. Has been collecting items, doing well. Smbai went with the more standard route. Everyone pretty much went up to Tower of Hera and has not gone back for the last item, if that is an item. Smbai picking up the magic powder right there. Everyone's still searching for the red cane. Smbai missed the flute in the basement of Thieves Town, which he did not have a hammer the first time he went through. And that'll probably hold him up a bit. The really important bit is that the bug net is in the Cane and Burner Cave. Anything you'd like to add to that, EA?
Well, besides the fact that two of our runners fake flippered in to beat Ice Palace, and Straevaras is probably, I don't know if he's comfortable with fake flippering, and maybe that's why he hasn't done Ice yet.
He fake flippered earlier in the match.
Oh, that's true. But
Everyone checked out Hobo.
Maybe he's just a sequence, didn't think about sequence breaking going to Ice, or he doesn't. No one likes Ice anyways to try to full clear it.
So the winner, who's winning currently, will be anyone who finds the red cane. And
yeah, I believe so.
In that case, if for Smbai, it would also mean that he would have to find the flute. Finding the red cane alone will not be enough for him to be winning.
And apparently the flute is in the big chest in Thieves Town.
Of which he's already cleared most of the dungeon and probably has very little interest of doing that. So it looks like Iggy... Did Iggy go and kill Helmasaur King and then came back in to do the Dark Maze?
I believe that's the play he's doing.
Okay, that's an interesting play. Probably seeing, like, he has to kill Helmasaur King no matter what, and might be able to piece out of the dungeon early if he finds all of the items before finding compass and map.
Yeah, and
That's
what he's going to find here is pretty much the powder, if I recall.
He must already have it. I think based off of his movements, he's at the bottom of the maze right now.
Yeah, or unless he bomb jumped there. He might have bomb jumped.
No, this feels like he's just got to the right side.
Oh, never mind. Then he did.
So he's going to go grab the...
He did grab the powder. Yeah, he did do the top side.
Also, Tracker, Iggy has the mirror shield.
Let's see. Oh, here's the flute play. I'm wondering he's going to go into... Where is he going to go? Oh, no.
Going back to Kakariko area, probably going to go to the Dark World. I'm guessing Iggy is about to now get his hook shot.
Yeah, that's the one item that I see eluding him right now.
Straevaras might head back to Kakariko in a bit. He's going to be very upset if he goes into the Swamp Palace because he can't get anywhere. But I'm guessing Straevaras is now going to go pick up the purple chest that he left behind earlier.
That's possible because, yeah.
And Iggy is going to do hammer pegs first. Makes sense.
No one knows where Red Cane is at the moment, and nobody knows where Flippers is at the moment.
Well, at this point, Iggy is the most propped up to at least check Misery Mire, where it could be in the vanilla location for the Red Cane. In fact, Misery Mire could have both Red Cane and the Flippers.
That is definitely true. Now, it'd be more interesting if it had the Flippers and then it makes you have to go into Swamp Palace to get the green pendant that you would then have to get the red cane from Sahasra.
That is certainly true.
It makes you trekking around where you can't actually finish both dungeons. Then you have to go around. It's like, oh, I have to go to Mire just the fact so I can go to Swamp.
Okay, it looks like Straevaras is now going to go check the Bombos tablet. I'm not sure. Hopefully Iggy goes and gets the hookshot, but it's not really at this point going to do him much good other than let him check the rest of Hookshot Cave, which we know doesn't have anything of interest.
Yep.
But he will technically need the hookshot to finish the game.
That's correct. No hover dashing.
While hovering's allowed, most people would rather not hover if they had the choice, because it's considered one of the harder to keep consistent. Did Iggy not check the King's Tomb as well?
No, he has not.
Straevaras gets his blue rupee from the Bombos tablet and wondering about his life choices. Go.
Maybe Spike Cave here.
Spike Cave would be the next play. Might also, I honestly, it's been so long since we saw Hera, but mentally I'm like thinking there has to be something in the basement. Maybe I'm wrong. They got Titan's Mitt in the big chest. And they obviously got a big key.
Yeah,
Small
that's
key.
another option that I don't think any player has done yet.
I'm just gonna feel wrong if.
Oh, look where Straevaras going.
Well, we'll find out in a second if they all just skip that, because that could be a huge play at this point. We have Iggy picking up his hook shot, Straevaras blocking himself out of.
It looks like Straevaras is going in.
He was able to sneak past it, and the answer is, yeah, there's an item in the basement here the whole time.
Oh yes. Now this is definitely an option that none of the players have gone to, and I think Iggy. Oh no, Iggy's going to this side. Remember, I don't think he's done east side, huh?
Well, no, he went through the top because he had the hammer.
But no hook shot to do the dark side world, I think.
Right, to do the hookshot cave, so he'll probably do that real fast. Maybe he'll go to Hera next and pick up this one remaining item. Would be interesting if it was Flippers. If it was Flippers, then pretty much the only thing opened up for our players will be the Swamp Palace. Although Straevaras hasn't done Ice Palace yet, so if it's Flippers here, he'll go to Ice Palace next. Because he'll at least want to complete a dungeon. Then
Yeah,
I
would think so too. But then the only other option he still could search a little bit of Mire, but hoping maybe for the Vanilla Cane. But then if he does get Flippers, Swamp Palace is another opened option again.
Right.
And let's see what we get here.
Quite frankly, I would probably opt to go into
the
Flippers.
Oh my goodness! Now we know where it is.
So Straevaras will probably immediately just do Ice Palace first.
I have to agree. He would probably definitely have to do Ice, and then Swamp might hold the Red Cane. Who knows?
Okay, he's taking an interesting route over to Ice. I'd normally, if I'm going to Ice from Link's house, transition one screen to the right and then down.
I personally just flute. And just
well, fluting is also good. Alright, so we know nothing is in Ice, which means because of Flippers, there's probably something really good in the Swamp Palace. Or it's a red herring and you just need to go into Misery Mire.
Yeah. Could be a vanilla Red King too. Who knows? But he can't go into Mire though because he hasn't visited Catfish. Now that's another thing.
Oh, right. No one has been into Mire just yet.
Yeah. None of the players went to Mire.
I think Mire is one of those dungeons that you don't prioritize going to. Mainly because the intro room is obnoxious to get through. It's not hard or anything, it's just obnoxious. It takes a little bit of time. And then searching through Mire, it's one of the slower dungeons to search. It's a lot of locations that are just far apart from each other, and you have to do like backtracking in every direction in that dungeon. Looks like Iggy remembers that he left something behind in Tower of Hair and is heading there right now.
So we should be pretty much tied up very soon. As Straevaras finishes ice, they should all be tied up in crystals at the least.
That is true.
And I think Iggy remembers to check back here now.
Oh yeah, and Smbai is going back to pick up his flute right now. Good
Yep.
memory on that. Hasn't lost too much time overall to it, although going back for just this one location itself is kind of a time sink. He'll probably mirror, and then immediately activate this duck.
So far, this seed has been pretty interesting. Where if you didn't have a certain item that you need, you had to go back to check the dungeon.
Well, I think Smbai is going to get that like twofold with the flippers if they are required. Like if Swamp is in play.
Yeah, but now given the fact that Iggy has this flippers in here, he might be looking at this Swamp possibility right now. Possibly. We don't know. Or he can just jump straight to, Mr. Meyer if you wanted.
Okay, so there was a key above the big chest, and there was a key in the big chest. Those are the two keys that are in the dungeon. We know the mirror shield and the 5 bombs. But we're just going to find out here in a second, because Straevaras is going to check out the chest that no one likes to check.
Yep, that's it. We'll see what this is.
Okay,
It's just the map, so they already got everything.
Yeah, but taking the gamble. Sorry about that. I just hit my microphone. But taking the gamble of not checking that chest would mean you'd have to come back into the dungeon otherwise.
Mm-hmm. And
Unless...
Iggy is going into Swamp.
No, actually, they would have found the 3 atoms before that point, so that's why they were totally fine doing that.
Yeah.
Blame somebody. Blame Willard for that weird noise. Could somebody go ahead and take Carnarch there and mod them real quick, like knock them off? We appreciate it, but this is not the place to be promoting other things.
Ooh, let's see what plays off here.
Yeah, so Iggy deciding to make the gamble and going into Swamp Palace after getting his flippers. I have a feeling this is gonna lead to something amazing, something good.
I think if he doesn't find it, I would think he would probably finish off Argus here.
Yeah, actually, I mean, his pathing might be just go straight to Argus and then come back and collect the left side.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility as well.
Yeah, the goal is get the red cane. That is the only thing left on his mind.
Yep.
And if that's the only thing left on your mind, then prioritize the locations. Get as many as you can, as quickly as you can.
Oh, a little bit too quick on that bomb there.
And also a little too far to the right.
Find the odds. Bombos. Bombos is what's needed for Meyer. So Straevaras has a straight path to Bombos if you wanted.
That is true. We'll see what Smbai... If Smbai picks up the red cane... I guess at the point that Iggy is at, I probably would have dipped into Meyer before checking this pendant dungeon. I probably would have...
There's going to be an interesting play here. I think this might determine who's going to take the lead.
Well, Iggy just mirrored out after collecting an item. So...
Oh.
My guess is it was the red cane, and we know where that is now.
Yeah. It was the play.
Just that immediate mirror in the middle of a dungeon when you're only searching for one item, kind of a hint, usually. That means Iggy is in go mode. He's not gonna get the lantern. Does not need it, does not want it.
Yeah.
Although, if I were him, on my way towards Ganon's tower, I mean, he has extra potions, he's probably fine. I would have picked the Path Magic, not having the lantern. But he's probably totally fine with Red Mail and Mirror Shield. The only concern is running out of magic on the way up. And there's plenty of magic drops.
Now it's all gonna depend on his dark navigation here through the that first room heading into the basement.
That is true. So insofar as anyone questioning who's in the lead at the moment, it is now Iggy. He has everything he needs and just needs to do some cleanup. We have Smbai who's working around Misery Mire, but not going to find the item he needs to finish it. So he'll probably be able to collect everything he wants and peace out. Probably, hopefully head up to Harris shortly thereafter.
Now someone's asking, is bonk jumping ever actually required? Well, in Misery Mire, if the hook shot's there and it's required, you do need to bonk jump into Misery Mire.
Yes, there are a few places in the game that the logic could require you to bonk. Misery Mire is one of them, as he had just said. The other one is Hookshot Cave. The bottom chest may require you to bonk to it. It could be an item that leads you to the hookshot, or it could be the hookshot itself.
Yep.
And that's requirements of bonk jumping. Required bonks also happen with the library and the lumberjack hut.
Oh, that's a good quick kill on Cold Stare. Nice with butter.
I would also say, I'm of the mind, anytime you can bonk, it's required. So just bonk everywhere, all the time.
Now, interesting to see where Straevaras will go from here, because he does have the flipper.
Oh yeah, and if anyone was asking, bonking to jump over things is certainly not a glitch. It is developer-intended behavior of the game. And not even like the developers of Randomizer, the original game.
Oh, with this option, looks like Straevaras is probably going to check Swamp.
Well, then he's certainly on his way to happiness. And
Here's our dark navigation attempt.
yeah, it looks like Iggy might be lost right now. I found my path to doing it is like walking along the bottom. You either walk in from the left and move down until you're on the skull pot, lift it up, drop the thing immediately thereafter, or you walk to the bottom and hold out your sword for me and tink on the wall until you find the door, lay the red block and throw it upwards.
I think he's got it. I think he heard the sound.
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, doesn't look like it.
Nope, he's clearing that block, trying another new one.
Wow. Okay.
So this is going rough.
He's getting pegged too by the shooters in there.
Yeah, he might want to just find his way to the exit and try again at this point.
He's probably gonna have to use up the rest of his potions here. This is the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should reset. Yeah, it makes sense too.
Mentally, he's been in there too long. He needs to take a break, think about it. I don't know where he's headed. Oh, he's gonna go get some fairy love.
Yeah, he's gonna powder here, which makes sense. He can powder this one too.
Full health. He has enough for I think about 3 more blocks. I think didn't he already pick that up? So yeah, that's already gone.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. When he runs out of magic, he's still got a blue potion, but it's kind of painful to use at this time. But he's gonna probably have to need it.
I wonder if he's practiced this before, because this can be a very rough room. A lot of people think this is the hardest of them, and I think for every person it's just completely different. Problem is he's getting bodied by those things. He got it. You could see the slight lag in the room when he tried to move to the side as it was landing on it. And we got Straevaras about to find his red cane. Should have it pretty quickly at this point. My guess is as soon as he gets it, he'll peace out as well. I don't know if he's checking his Mire. Like, actually check the...
Well, he's going to be lucky. He's going to go straight there, and he's going to be like, yay, I have what I need.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a calculated risk at this point.
Yeah, I believe so.
If he hasn't looked at it. Because he was in the region. I know that. I just don't recall him actually actively going over to look at it. Yeah, the darkroom navigation of Mire can be very daunting the first time you do it.
And he actually got past it, so it's not bad.
And he's going to go ahead and use it. My guess is if Iggy feels comfortable, like now he doesn't even have any, I don't think he has any bottles left. He's used every bottle up at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Might have a fairy in one.
I think he used up everything. Unless he grabbed one with the net.
He decided to not go with the arrow strats on Vitreous there. He's just going to beat the crap out of him in the corner.
Well, the only item I think right now that players would probably want is the silver arrows, because I don't think anyone's found them, right?
Nope, no one has seen them. They're more than likely in Ganon's Tower. It's an excellent place. Or Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
It would be great if they were in Turtle Rock. I'm pretty sure every one of our runners can do a silverless Ganon. But yes. I mean, if you're doing darkroom navigation, you could probably do silverless Ganon. Iggy decides to go ahead and bottle up before heading back up the, or heading up to Ganon's Tower. This would be an excellent time for anyone watching to go ahead and start giving their guesses as to which chest Iggy is going to find the big key in.
Mm-hmm.
My personal favorite is the first chest. Because speedrunning is fun. And Straevaras is basically going to probably be, unless things go horribly wrong for Iggy coming in second place at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Smbai, oh, go ahead.
It looks like that was a quick big key, actually. I'd be pretty happy with that one. It wasn't a god tier big key, because normally what people who know how to hover would love it across that bridge, and then you just hover across the bridge.
That is, I mean, that's not even knowing how to hover. That's a hard hover, because it's like, is that 6 or 7 tiles? So you have to consistently hover for a little bit on that. But yes, that hovering people god tier, the second best place.
If he didn't have to hit the switch, he didn't have to do this part there. So there you go.
Oh yeah, he totally forgot that he didn't hit the switch. Got some low numbers, we got some high numbers.
Yeah, these chest guessing games here is going to be really interesting.
Alright, what else we got going on here? Smbai very, very soon going to get his final item that he needs. Let's see the strat that Straevaras goes with. He goes with NMG strats.
Yeah.
Although, it helps if you kind of dip in there and take damage from the pool.
Yeah.
And not the eyeballs. Did Iggy go right side first?
Yeah, I believe he went right, and then he went left.
Okay. I didn't see if he picked up the first 2 chests or not. And Bob lives, as the chat says, because there's Pizza Heart on the or on the torch. Maybe we'll get to see Bob. Maybe we won't.
That's always true.
So, of the times I've been noticing, we have an inordinate amount of maps at bosses this game.
Mm-hmm. Now let's see if we have a gamble here. Who knows?
If the big key is on the right-hand side and Straevaras goes for it, I mean, he still has to do the climb up Death Mountain, but that could be enough of a gamble if he really feels he's behind and just goes for it. Although there were no keys on the first 2 chests, so
I know it's gonna be an interesting gamble.
it would require a little bit of extra effort to do that gamble.
Yes, it would. Oh, the squirrels.
I love the dead rocks. They're the most awful things. Bombs in that chest. So if anyone's ever wondering why there's a whole bunch of junk items in the game in general, it's because of Ganon's Tower. It is filled with 20 junk items. Bombs, arrows, things you don't want, generally.
Might even contain the ice rod this time.
That would be interesting. Key. Oh, we found
there it is.
that chest 12. And Iggy checks one more chest just in case.
Yep.
I would too.
12.
If you don't have the silver arrows yet, and there's a chest within seconds of you, yeah, get up, milliseconds, frames.
Was it? So left side was the trick.
Yeah, left side's the right side. It's the correct side. And our, I think Iggy would have had a much larger lead had he checked the chest in Skull Woods. It's a little surprising that, must have just entirely forgot that chest, because was there, checked other chests, and even went so far as to go into a pendant dungeon. So must have just totally forgot that chest existed.
Yep.
Looks like Smbai dropping the block and then realizing I don't actually have to hit that switch, walks right away from it.
And it looks like we're getting through Gauntlet here. Well, I don't think he didn't pick up any fairies, I don't think, Iggy, has he? He's probably just trying to get this one out.
Yeah, I thought he had one fairy in a bottle, but I could be wrong on that.
Oh, we'll see.
No,
he's
he
blue.
doesn't.
He's got his blue, see? He's got his... That's what I was saying. I don't remember he had a fairy.
It looks like he says...
Oh, he might have to use it. See, there you go. Wow,
oh, yeah.
Look at that BMOS.
at half a heart with the BMOS sticking a laser in his head, he decides, alright, I will finally use this bottle. Goes for slashes, 2 cycle on the land mode 2. Straevaras is very soon going to find their big key.
Yep. It was in the teleport room area.
Great use of the cane.
It's always nice to have butter through these rooms, though. You can just charge through everything. Alright, is he gonna use the fire rod strats here or lamp? Looks like lamp, I think. Oh, fire rod, right?
He has to use the fire rod strats.
I was thinking that myself because somebody didn't pick up the lamp, huh?
You know what? He could try to use the lamp strats, but he's not going to get very far in that room.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I had to resync a little bit. Yeah. Froze a little bit, but we're good.
Not bothering to check the 2 chests in the baby Helmsway room. And not checking the pre-mortem room chest. Iggy says, I don't care, I'm gonna do Silverless Ganon, and don't knock me off of here, please, Moldor.
And if that's the case, he's probably just gonna skip this last one too. There's no point. He's
Well,
going
you know,
for speed.
if you've skipped every other one, and I agree, at this point, he is committed mentally to Silverless Ganon.
Yeah.
There is no point to checking chests.
Oh,
Checks
wow.
it anyway.
He does it anyway.
Gets himself 20 rupees.
I mean, I technically, I don't know. I mean, I might check him just for the sake of, hey, what if it was a Silveros, and that would have been even faster for me to kill Ganon.
Well, it is one of those, like, the risk payoff. If you are neck and neck with your opponent, and they check it and get silver arrows, and you don't, you're going to lose.
Oh yeah.
Care how good you are,
I
you're
feel.
just going to lose. Interesting pattern from Agahnim 2 here. Gets one of the 3 on there.
Yeah.
At least everyone's in Ganon's tower at the same time, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really nice for a 3-way race for sure.
2 hits, but only one of them might have counted. Those 2 definitely counted, so we're at 3 or 4. 5 or 6. There we go. Agahnim 2 dead. Goes for a bonk. I agree, Iggy. You could get 2 or 3 more bonks in here at least. Maybe 5 or 6. I need to time how many bonks you can fit in that cutscene. And while we wait for this to keep moving. His full magic, he does not have... Okay, so this is where things get sketchy. You only have Fire Rod, and you're doing Silverless Ganon. You need to get 3 hits per cycle, or you need to have a green pot on you.
Which he has.
Which he has. And he does get the glitch, the short transport on Ganon.
Oh.
So he can face him. He's gonna use the cape, which I guess doesn't use up as much magic while you're swinging.
Yep. It makes sense.
But you have to be really careful with your magic usage. Because he didn't opt to get the half magic. And Straevaras gets through the 4 Wizrobe room, or also known as Wizrobe 2.
And he's already at phase 4 here for Iggy, right? Phase 4.
Is it, yeah, about to go into phase 4, or in phase 4. Did it say Turtle Rock? I think it said Turtle Rock.
I believe it did say Turtle Rock. Yep, it did.
Ain't nobody going to get those arrows.
No one wants to go to Turtle Rock for arrows.
Alright,
oh,
so...
he's gonna have to use that green, obviously.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's... that one was definitely a hit, the very last one, but the previous ones, it felt like he might have been a little too early on him.
Oh, I don't know about that
I can't tell because it's at 30 frames per second. So he's got 1 pot left.
Yep, he's definitely gonna have to use it. There's no way he can get around there.
Now this would make this a race again if he has to pop out to get more magic.
Or if he dies.
There is that too, but I mean, most people who've done Silverless, you're not generally getting hit here anymore. It's relatively easy to manipulate the fire bats.
Yeah. I don't think he got that one.
It's hard to tell.
I can't, yeah, I don't... Oh, he got that one for sure. But, yeah, oh, his fire rod usage there, missing that was pretty dangerous there.
Can't afford to miss any of these. I'm not entirely sure. Smbai down at Armos Knights. He should have the big key at this point, and extra keys.
Oh, look at that, he got hit. Oh, so close. Oh, he did. Oh, he
at
got it
half
out.
a heart. Half a heart. We see Ganon getting smacked around.
Whew.
And just have to wait for him to cross over that threshold.
Wow, he does make it after all. Oh, wow.
That was a dangerously sketchy end, but you know what? The person who crosses that line first is the winner, and it doesn't matter how you get there. Official SRL time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 17 seconds.
And that was, yeah, get their GGs up, and make sure you follow all these runners today.
absolutely follow these runners. Did we want to see if Iggy was available?
I'll take a look. I think everyone is in IRC here.
Follow the runners, follow the streamers, follow the followers. And, you know, maybe I should set it so Sarasala's name only says sabotaging when he actually has an item. Would be kind of funny. Like when he has a progression item, change it so it's sabotaging. We got Straevaras finishing up his fight right now. It would be interesting. Basically, you just have to take a look at the required chain and see it. Moon runes for sale. I always like that one.
Oh, now we understood what happened. It looks like for Smbai, he went straight to Armos and missed the teleport room.
Oh. Interesting. And Straevaras saw the message about Turtle Rock, looked at his arrows, realized it's time to do this silverless.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to be careful. He got bodied there. I think that would have been a death if he had green mail.
Yeah, that would have. I believe it's something like 6 or 8 hearts. Ooh,
8
standing
hearts.
right in front of that fire bats.
Oh, watch out.
There's nothing worse than like releasing your spin animation when the fire bats are coming at you. To like go and re-up the fire.
Oh,
I found a lot of it is just get your rhythm down and stick to it and don't let go of the rhythm. Don't swing your sword when he's right there. Yeah, he's got that. We got Ganon exploding. Also, don't stand too close to the top. If you're on the wrong pixel, you could end up falling when the bridge comes out. And we have Straevaras. Oh, go ahead.
And that's a GG for Straevaras as well.
That certainly is with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 34 seconds. Total time difference of 3 minutes. And X seconds. Because I don't want to do math right now.
And it looks like we're about to get our third finisher too very soon, because they all made it through Ganon's Tower pretty quickly, actually.
They did. It was a pretty quick run up. For a 3-way race, for all the runners to end, it especially when there were some serious trolls going on, the only way that they could have gotten the flippers was to get the fire rod. And the only way to get the fire rod was to get the mirror and the moon pearl, which was killing Agahnim for the moon pearl.
Yep. And some of them had to trek back after getting hammered to get the necessary item there for a flute.
Well, yeah, the only way to get the hammer, because it was in South Dark World,
Yep.
was to get the Titan's Mitt. So, and Titan's Mitt was in Hera. So you had to go to Hera to get the Titan's Mitt, kill Agahnim, go around and get the fire rod, then to go back into Hera and get the flippers. That is beautiful. That's quite an item chain.
It was quite an item chain. And they definitely had to revisit Hera to get those flippers so they could finally access the last place to get that red cane.
So, any of our...
Well, I don't see anybody up here, but let's see.
I'm ready for my interview.
Let's win some races. um. Throw that in there, see if anyone responds. Maybe they'll jump in chat. Maybe they won't. We'll see. If they show up in the waiting room, we'll pull them in as they appear. And we got Smbai using his half magic and his lamp. I still think getting half magic would have been the right play.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to have, especially when you are going to do Silverless Ganon, because what if you do have Fire Rod at that point, if you skip it? It's kind of nice to have to help you do with more of magic management.
Alright, so as soon as one of us figures out how to pull them in from the waiting room...
Oh, we got them. I got Iggy here now.
Oh,
hey, congratulations,
hello.
Iggy.
Hello, Iggy. GG.
Wow. That was amazing. Oh my goodness. After I finished, I checked in to see if I won, because I know we had the thing going on. And I'm like, did you not tell us? And then I look, I'm like, oh, everyone's at Ganon's tower. Oh my goodness, it was so close.
And especially with where a lot of the item locations were, you had to double hit up Hera, which was beautiful.
I don't think there was any way around that, and I'm assuming. Do you guys have the spoiler? Does anyone know where something is? If I take a guess at where the lamp is, because no one has the lamp, right?
Everyone has the lamp.
So was the lamp in Agahnim's cave?
No, well...
Where was it?
It was in Skull Woods.
Oh, okay.
You totally...
Burned. I was like, there's one chest there. There's one chest, and if that's the hook shot, it's over. It's all lights out. I was saying that like the whole run. There's one chest left in ice. Yeah. Wow.
We can also pull in Straevaras as well.
Oh, he did absolutely awesome. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you guys, it was close, and it was kind of anybody's game, completely based on who was going to find the red cane first.
Hello, Straevaras.
Hello, Straevaras. Good game. GG's.
Good game. GG. You played fantastic. It's like seriously. You don't play this game like quote unquote professionally, right? Like this is not your game, right?
It's just a side game, yeah.
Side game. So I mean, you're there. You played really, really, really well.
And both of you guys did a great job. Iggy decided to up the ante by playing it all without the lantern, almost running out of magic on Ganon.
I had half a heart left. Was chat like going nuts? Because I thought I was going to take 2.5 hearts because I did the math wrong. I went, oh, it's only 2 hearts. I live.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting ending for that.
So Vitor, are you aware of what happened yesterday and how I lost by 8 seconds?
Well, I heard that there might have been a situation where you didn't check the spike cave.
Yes, I did. It was a gamble. I gambled. Okay, I got the shirt on. You can't see it on my screen, but it's literally the Monopoly man sitting at the table with the Grim Reaper playing Monopoly. Okay, I'm the gambler.
I assumed you were going to do the spike cave a little earlier this time.
Oh, I thought about it. When you were probably talking about it, I thought about it. I went, nope, it's not a good route because then I have to climb back up the mountain. I hate that spike cave, man. It's like you gotta re-climb up everything just for that one. But
well, there were a few points when you were by it and you had all the items you needed to do it that you could have, but you were the only person who did check it this time, so feel good about that.
Well, it's wasted time then. Oh man! But the reason because normally I would buy another potion just to make sure that nothing goes wrong in that fight, because if you fall off Ganon that deep into the sword spin technique without the silver arrows, if you run out, you've now spent 2.5 minutes because of course the fight's all bungled and you have to fall off, and that whole thing is now a mess. So usually I just buy an extra potion. Well, I lost by 8 seconds yesterday, so I'm like, I'm only gonna buy the potions I need, and that was all I needed.
There you go. So, Straevaras, how did you feel about the run?
I actually thought, apart from a little bit of running around sometimes when item collection wasn't quite going the way I wanted it to. I felt it was okay. I felt execution was generally fine, except for getting trolled by Trolldorn too.
That,
Oh,
he can certainly cause you some problems. Trust me, I know.
It was interesting getting the boots right off the bat. That was a very different animal to me because I wasn't used to going through Hyrule with them.
Yeah, a lot of people generally do worse in Escape when they have boots because they don't know, like, later in the game you're used to where all the places that you should boot, where you like your pathing and all
Right.
of that. But Escape, most people don't think about, so they're like, okay, I'll just kind of dash everywhere and they bonk into things, or they do short dashes where they shouldn't, and it just wastes more time.
Yeah.
Yep. And because there really aren't, like, except for like the first floor, the basement, there's only a couple good spots to dash, and they're pretty obvious. Like if you try any of the other ones and you haven't practiced it, you're just gonna bonk or you're gonna miss the door. And basically, if you're dashing through the door while your character gets rounded, you're actually like moving at super slow speed while it's rounding you through the door. So missing doors is a big deal too.
All right. We also have a GG to Smbai with, I believe. Well, I don't know if we're going to see what the the official SRL time is. It didn't pop up, but we'll assume it's about 2:01, the unofficial time on stream.
Yeah.
It's like
we'll just drop them in here
20104.
now.
Yeah.
Now we have a whole party of all three of you. Congratulations on a fantastic race for all three of you.
Within minutes, within 10
Yes.
minutes of each other. That's
For three people with a game that. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if that was good for me, but
That's fair, but it was a good run all around. You guys were all in Ganon's Tower at the same time, which, for as trolly as the seed was, basically forcing you to enter Tower of Hera twice and having to go in and do a pendant dungeon after going into Tower of Hera twice. I think that was pretty good. I was a little surprised that two of the runners fake flippered into ice just to finish off ice.
There's secret strats involved with that. There's secret strats. I knew nothing was there, so I was just gonna do it.
Well, I mean, the
That's-
Candace Maria could have been there.
true. Yeah.
That's
There's
I
a
decided
decent
that-
shot of it.
I wasn't going to go to ice until I got flippers because I was more worried about the cane, and I knew until I got flippers, the cane couldn't be in Ice Palace. But turns out flippers was in the one chest that I decided not to recheck in Hera.
Yeah, I had kind of forgotten about that chest for a long time.
Pretty much everyone did. It was
Did
one
anyone
of
think?
the
Sorry,
last
go ahead.
things. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask on the flippers thing. I was thinking the game might have been flipperless. That's why I kind of did ice. Did anyone else have that idea that
No,
could've just
because
skipped
Swamp was a crystal.
No,
So you
Swamp was
needed
not.
flippers.
Swamp was a pendant?
Oh,
Swamp
that's
was
right.
green pendant.
Yeah.
No, because the logic doesn't take into account that you can just fake flippers to Ice Palace.
But it doesn't require it, but you could
But-
technically have ended this game if Swamp
Yes.
didn't have the red cane. You could have done it without flippers.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I love this old logic, because you can figure out you get a little, you have a little bit of an idea of where the depth of the game is instead of yeah.
But that one's using a minor glitch.
You need a minor glitch to basically break the sequence of how the randomizer built the game. So if you just need to do the dungeon, you're all set. But if you need to go into Swamp, you needed flippers in this one.
One of these days, I'm going to have to figure out how the randomizer decides to put games together, because I have no idea.
You and I should have a conversation. Oh man, it's this. I mean, I don't want to get into the old new logic thing, but it's very, very cool the way it works, and it's very, very cool. I like all the things you guys do with this, but this version is so much fun because you can have people go all over the map looking for stuff because there's an incentive to do so, tiny bit. And then you get a situation where everyone's in Ganon's Tower at the end, despite having done completely different things. There's no perfect way to do, routing at the start of the game because it's weighted a little bit differently.
Your
That's-
routing at the
that's my
start of this
excitement.
game was certainly very interesting. Checking half of Kakariko, going elsewhere, and then coming back. That was unique.
He did that for our race as well.
I did worse this time. I actually skipped the thieves hut.
Lion's Hut.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, runners, for being with us on this 3-person race. It's been a wonderful time. I would also like to mention that starting tomorrow on Speed Gaming, we have the Banjo-Kazooie tournament, which should be amazing. I don't know if anyone's ever watched or played Banjo-Kazooie, but it is a blast. And I've yet to actually see speedruns of it, so I'm looking forward to watching that myself. But this 3-relay race is amazing. Iggy, you're going to be moving on to the bracket stage. Everyone, you guys did a great job. Make sure everyone that's watching, you follow Smbai and Iggy and Straevaras and Hiei, our other commentator, and Willard, was he the spider commentator tracker guy today? And Feasel for doing all the great work in the back end. You guys make this tournament wonderful. I've been Vtorp. Any last words from you, Hiei?
One last question.
What's that?
Yes.
For Iggy and Strave. Early game, big game, end game. How do you think you did?
How well I played in each section of the game.
Yeah.
This probably was one of my, I think, across the board, I was very happy with how this game went across the board. I think the beginning I figured out the puzzle and moved on from there, and then had to find the stupid Swamp Thing, but I felt I had it.
I think my mid game was the only place that I really felt like I struggled because of item collection. I'm looking for the cane. And just in general, a couple other things. I actually lost the chest that you take to the old man in the desert. I actually didn't realize that I would lose it after going off screen with it. So I had to kind of... Usually what I do is I pick up the chest and I go down and I could basically do all the stuff on the way to the old man and then pick up the pedestal after I done with him. But because I got shuffle, I decided I could go check what's at Flute Boy in Light World. And I thought, well, maybe I can leave the chest here at the beginning and just dash up and we'll recover it when we get back. And it wasn't there when I got back, so I was like, well, there goes that plan.
Yeah, I hoofed it. I did the exact same path, and I was like, oh man, I wish I had the flute, because of course you can flute down there and kind of skip the whole deal. But there was too many juicy chests.
Yeah.
Okay, Hiei?
I think we're just gonna close this one out. I guess in about 40 minutes or so, we're gonna have our next race. But stay tuned, everybody, and I'm signing off with you. See you guys next mission.
Thanks, everyone. Both of you did really, really well. You should be proud. That wasn't anyone's game. See you later, everybody. Good luck to Yogi later. That's all I have to say. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for watching.